How would you describe an ideal working environment for a normal sales position?
For a normal outside sales position, I would say the ideal work environment is to have a really good administrative team behind your back at the home office. Because without having that support in your office, it's really hard to make a sale because you never know really when a certain question or a certain criteria is going to come up and you really need an answer now.
Tell me about how you work with people. Do you work better alone or do you excel working with other people?
So I think that really kind of depends on the task at hand. So if I'm in the middle of making a sale, obviously I'm going to want to utilize the personnel that's in my office, whether it's expertise or experience. I'm obviously going to use that resource to my benefit, but if it's like data entry or something like that, I feel like I work better by myself.
Nice. How would your friends describe your work ethic?
I would like to say that they would think I'm enthusiastic, although I do tend to get distracted, so that probably has some downfalls to it, but I would say I have a decent work ethic.
What would you say, or would you say you have any bad habits from previous jobs?
So my previous job was working with food, like in a fast food industry. So I don't think a lot of the skills that I learned there really transfer into an office experience. Although I did learn really good customer service and people handling, so I'm sure that obviously played into how I do a sale.
Awesome. And what do you say motivates you when you're at work?
I would say the finish line motivates me, the end game. There's no better feeling than reaching a deadline and knowing that you completed it to the best of your ability and knowing that it's done correctly.
Yes, very nice. What do you know about social media marketing?
So even though I graduated in marketing, the company I work for is still kind of integrating into the social media market. So we're a little bit on the backhand, so I can't really speak too much to that. Although we're growing and I've learned a little bit, it's not very extensive knowledge.
Okay. Tell me about your on-the-job experience. How was it at your past job as well as at any other job?
So like before, I did fast food work, so I still had to do the people managing and customer service stuff, but now that I'm in an office position, I find myself in more of a stagnant place. And I don't want to say stagnant, that was a bad adjective, but more consistent, and it's really helped me build more on my customer service while still striving to learn more about the industry itself and really further my expertise.
Okay. How are your people skills?
Are
you comfortable with cold calling?
Yes, I'm very, very comfortable with cold calling. About every quarter we do this thing called a blitz, which I'm sure everyone has heard of a sales blitz. It's pretty much 3 hours nonstop cold calling, and on average, whenever I do that kind of blitz, I call at least 50 people in those 3 hours. And you always get those people that are like, oh no, I'm sorry, they're out of the office, or let me get you their voicemail. But I mean, about 15% of the time you get to the decision maker, and that's really when you learn the most about what you're trying to sell that person. So if you're willing to put in the work and the amount of time it takes to get through the gatekeepers and things like that, you can really find some good benefits.
Okay. How do you respond to criticism from your manager?
So it's a little bit weird. I work for a family business, so my boss is my dad. So whenever my boss criticizes me, it's hard to compartmentalize who is criticizing me, but you just have to be really positive in your work relationship and your family relationship. And I've just really learned that if I receive criticism from him, I want to take it and use it to better my work performance and to make myself and him proud.
Awesome. Okay. What are your long-term career goals? Do you plan on staying in the sales marketing area, or do you plan to go elsewhere?
I don't plan to really go elsewhere within the industry or like as a company sense. And I think since I graduated in a marketing degree with a focus in professional sales, I won't really leave that aspect of it either, just because I'm well equipped with my education and everything like that. And as the more I build my experience, I think the better my work experience will become, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Alright, well, very nice.
Yeah, thank you.